Recording has started. So let's first do the HTML part. We have a table. The table has cells. Each row has a TD. Each row has 3 TDs. Sister Moji, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So this is the table, and the table has 3 rows. Each row has 3 columns. Now, next is, let's give this table a border. Let's say the border is 1. Let's turn it on the browser and see. Well, I think it will be empty. Okay, it's like, let's make the TDs bigger. So we can just come to this place and style it. Then we're going to say, let's target all TDs. Then you can say for all the TDs, let the width be, I think 50 pixels should be fine. Height, let's make it a square. 50 pixels is also fine. Then background color, you can use that. Then the text color, you can set it to be white. So let's run it on the browser and see the results. Okay, so we have this TD. Next is, we want to show that when we click on any of them, then it will display something. But before doing that, I think we have two inputs to input name and the 2 players, the name of the 2 players. So let's put a label for first player. Then okay, so we have this for the first player. Let's copy this and paste it again. So we got the second player. So we have these 2 players, player 1 and player 2. They can fill in their details here and start the game. Then next is, let's put a button. And when I click on that button, I'll be able to play this. So let's add a button. I'll just click it and put a button here. So you can say start game. Where did I break it? Oh, sorry. I think I should cut these 2 together. So the 2 players can enter their names and they can start the game. Any question with the HTML part before we move on?
No question on that.
Okay, give me a second. Let me divert our call so that no call will come into the start the network and the class. Okay, now we can continue our class. So we have the 2 players. When I click on this start game, then we can start playing. But before we make that work, let's first ensure that when we click on any of these 9 TDs, we display something in it. That's the first thing we want to do. When I click on any of these 9, we want to display something in it. So let's pick one of them. So we can say on click, we can call it display something. Display something. So we're going to create a function called display something. So we can say, well, we want to target that particular one that we clicked on, that particular one. So we can use events. So event will refer to that particular one. So we can perceive it here as E. Then we say E dot target dot inner text equals to, let's say, hi. So when we click on any, let's say click on the first one, we have I, but others don't have it yet. So let's put that same function in others. Copy, paste, paste, paste. Okay, so all of them are working fine now. So I can click on any of them and we have I. But let's center the I. I think it's around this edge, so let's put it at the center. And just say text align center. So good. It's fine now. Next is we want to come up with X and O. When we click on any one the first time, it should be X. Then when we click on it again, it should be, next one should be O, next one should be X, next one should be O. That's the next thing we want to do. So what we're going to do is this. Number one, we need to first know if we are clicking on it the first time or the second time or the third time as on and like that. You need to know, okay, is it the first time, is it the second time, is it the third time, like that. So to do that, we can create a variable and call it check, maybe CheckClick or anything. So we are creating a variable called CheckClick, and we can set the value to so variable CheckClick is so from the beginning. So what you're going to do is this. We say if CheckClick is true, it's true. So we're going to say events.target dot inner text is X. If CheckClick is true, since it is true, we know that it's going to set X. So as it stands now, all of them will display X. But that's not what we want. We want some of them to be able to display O. So we're going to now change the value of CheckClick to false. Then else we use something like this when we did debug. Else copy, paste, set it back to 2. Let me just shorten this. Okay, so we have this. If CheckClick is true, then set it as X. Then change the value of CheckClick to false, so that the next time we click on it, it can come to the else part. Then if we set it to O, then change it back to 2, so that the next time we click on it, it can come to the if part. Then do this again. Any question?
No question yet.
So let's run it on the browser and see if it's working. Good. This now. Next is this. Let's adjust this code a bit and make it much better. Remember we did something like 2, 3, and 4C. 2, 3, and 4C. So we can just, instead of saying if CheckClick is true, we can just say if CheckClick. This is the same as saying if the value of this is 2C. Remember, 2 is 2C, false is 4C. So when you say if CheckClick, it's going to say if the value of CheckClick is 2T, and of course since it is 2, it's going to run all of this. When you click on it again, this is going to come to the else because false is 4C. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come again. Remember the tootsie and fussy we talked about? I said some things are fussy. Fuss, zero, undefined, null, empty string, and NaN. Not a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. These 6 things are fussy. Anything aside this is tootsie. So if I say if 8 do something else, do something else. 8 is not among the 6, so it's going to do whatever you have in the if part. But if I say if 0 do something else, do something else, it's going to do the else part because 0 is part of this forcing. It's part of these things that are forcing. So for that reason, when we run this code on the browser now, this part, at the beginning, the value of CheckClick is 2. So if you say if 2, this is like saying if 2, since the value of CheckClick is 2. I hope you understand.
Yes.
So since
follow
Yes.
okay, thank you. Since it is 30, then it will do the if part. Then why doing the if part? It will change the value of CheckClick to false. So CheckClick will now be false. When you click on it again, you know CheckClick is no longer 2. So this is like saying if false. So it will come to the else part and change CheckClick back to 2. But then when you click on it again, it will be if 2. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far? Okay, let's move on. Next is we want to attach these 2 inputs, this and this, so that if a user does not fill these 2 inputs, then the user will not be able to play the game. So let's put a div here. We are going to display our error message in this div. So we can give it id error message. So error message will be displayed inside this div. So what we're going to do is this. What we now say, before running all of this, first help us to check if there is something inside this one. If first player dot inner text, if is not equal to empty string, you can use the exact equal to, you can use this, it's fine. So help us to check if is not equal to empty string. That is, let me remove all of this from now. Let's comment
Let's
this
see your
part.
code, sir.
You can't see my code.
Yes.
Please, others, can we see it so that we know if the EU is from my hand or from my
Yes, I
code?
can see your code. I can see all that you're doing.
I can see it, sir.
Okay, alright. So, please check maybe your network or something. Please check it, man.
Okay.
Can we move on?
Yes, we can.
So what this is going to do is it will check if it's not equal to empty string. Imagine if I wrote this. This is saying that if it is empty, if there's nothing inside it, then do this. But we are now doing the opposite of that. What this is doing is what this is going to do is it will check if there is something inside it. Hope you understand.
Still following.
Okay. So if it is this, and also there should be something inside the second one, and second player dot inner text is not equal to empty. So if both of them are not empty, then we can now do all of this. Let's format it and make it easier to read and understand. So we have this. If there's something inside the 2, do this. Else, display error message. Error message. You know, we have a div called error message dot inner text. equals to, please fill the two inputs, or please enter your name or something. So we have this. We have this. So let's run it and see how it works. If we try to play this game now, oh, there is a little U. Oh, we placed it inside this display function. Sorry, we ought to attach it to this button. Okay. Oh, what am I saying? Yeah, sorry, it's working fine. I will try to click on any of these. Good, it's displaying the error message. Fine. If we try to click on any of this, we have the error message. Hope you understand. If we try to click on any of this, it will have the error message. But let's.
What of the start button too?
Okay, we undo that part now. We undo that part. So when we click on this, we have the error. But if you have the two inputs, then we can play it. Oh, what's going on? Since we have the two inputs,
And so both must be fulfilled. Both must
let's
have
go
to
to the
be
console
fulfilled.
and see what's going on. There's no syntax error. So we're going to do something. I'll say console log first player dot inner text. We want to see if it's saying this, if it's saying it at all. So let's click on, let's type Mr. Okay. So let's type something here. It's not getting it. So let's see what's going on. It's not getting this. We need to fix that part. ID. Let's check the second one too. Second player dot inner text. It's not getting that too. Wow. Okay, let's do something. Okay. So just trying to understand what's going on. Why is not working and all of that. It's not saying it's. Wow. First player. Okay. Okay. Let's try something. We're just trying to debug what's going on and to understand it.
Yeah.
Let's create a function called click. I'll start game. And we're going to create a function together.
Hello,
Oh,
sir.
dot value. Sorry,
Dot
dot
value. Yeah,
value.
I wanted to say that it's it should be dot value because it's input.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow, my bad.
I just discovered that, that's why I said hello, sir, before you now talked.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Wow. Okay, okay. I think it's fine now. Good. So let's start. Let's say if there's nothing there, you should tell please fill the two inputs. But if there's something, let's say I opt here and Kenny, then it should good. It's fine now. It's fine. But we are not attaching it to this button start game. That's the next thing we want to do. But before we do that, I want to quickly make a little adjustment to our code and make it maybe somehow shorter. Instead of saying this dot value not equals to this, we can say we just clean all of this and say not this. No, sorry. If this, okay, good, and this. So why this? Remember, empty string is 2c, right? Empty string is sorry, is 4c. Empty string is 4c. Abina.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Empty string is part of the 6. So what you are doing here is this. Check if this is 2t and this is also 2t. If it's empty string, then definitely this is 4c. If the second player also is empty string, then it's also 4c. So it's going to go to the else. I hope you understand.
Yes.
Okay. So I want us to understand this 2t and 4c. This is 4c if there's nothing. If it's empty like this, it's 4c. And if it's empty, if this is also empty, it's 4c. So first and first is first, so it comes to the else part. So let's now do what we wanted to do to connect it with the start button. So that when we click on the start button, it's going to,
Hello, sir.
yes, sir.
I just discovered something now. That means we can use if inside another if.
Yes, sir, as much as possible.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is one if block. Then this is another if block. This is the outer one. Why this is the inner block. Can we move on, sir?
Yes, sir.
I think Sister Moja has
Yes.
gone. Oh, she's still here. Okay. Sister Moja, are you with us?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm with you.
Okay. So let's move on. Next is we want to attach to that button. So we okay, I think you've created a function or have I deleted it? Okay, I've deleted it. Let's get a function called start game. And what this function is going to do is it will help us to check if the two players are set. Like it's going to be the one to do this work. It will be the one to do this work. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. Then else I'll do this, copy this, paste this here. So what we are doing is this, we are just shifting this out of this function. This part, this will no longer be within this function. Yeah. Hope you understand what you are doing.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me remove it totally so that it's not going to even sound confusing. I'm going through all of this so that we understand it even much better. Now, this function, when you click on this, it's going to check if the two players are set. Then, if they are set, it will do whatever code we write in the if part. And if they are not set, it will go to the else pass. Now there's something we ought to use now that will make our work a little bit easier. But I'm here to teach us. Please remind me at the end of the class. We're going to introduce something called return keyword. Return keyword. So we'll talk about it after the whole class, and then we'll see how we can apply it to our code to make it much better. But since we are here to learn it, so I'll just ignore it and use something else, find out other ways around it. So if the two players are set, then we can do this. We allow the player to be able to do this. So what we're going to do is we can create another global variable. The reason we are creating this as global variable is that we want to use that variable within these two functions. We want to. So you can say variable check stats equals to
A quick
false.
question, please.
Yes, sir.
Won't start game execute
You said?
before? I thought start game function start game should execute before display something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. That's what we want to do.
Okay. Okay.
When we click on this button, start game, it will check if the two players are set. Okay, I think I understand your question now. I understand your question. Start game is to help us to set the two values, and if they are start, then it will do the if not, they will do the else. Yeah, you are still on point. When we click on this,
So no, it will not display something since it is only start game that we are targeting. It's the only start game that the button will reference.
yes, sir, it will
Will execute.
just reference start game and run the
Okay.
codes here. So what it will
Okay.
do is it will check these two, and we have a function called check start. What is going to do is immediately we click on start game, we will change it to true.
Okay.
Immediately we will change it to true. Else, then it will just display this error message. Hope you understand what you're doing. If the two players are set, it will change it to true. Else, it will display this error message. So next is let's first run that and see the result on the browser. If you try to click on this, it will display the error message. But if you fill this and fill this, then it's fine now. It has set the value of check start to true. So before we now run any code here, we will now check this check stats and check if it is true or false. If it is true, we will allow the user to play. If it is false, we will display this error. I come again. We are going to come to this place now. Before each one, like before I click on, when we click on any of this, it will call on that function. So before calling on that function, or before doing only the codes, then help us to check this check stats and check if it is true or false. So let's do that together. If else, if check stats, then one all of these codes. Else, just display the same error message. I can just say, please, that is fine. Please fill the two inputs. Any question? So this is what happens. When we click on start game, it will help us to check these two, change the value of check start to true, then now if you now click on any of them, it will check if check start is true or false. So let's assume you didn't click on start game, it won't allow you because check start will be false. I hope you understand. Do we get it?
Yes, sir.
Me, I did not get it. I'm trying to put it together in my head here.
Okay, let's quickly go over it again. what we have here is this. When we click on this button,
Yeah.
it will call on this function check stats.
Mm-hmm.
But let's now assume that I didn't click on that button at all, and I try to play. I try to click on any of these 9 inputs without clicking on that start button. It will come here and run these codes. Yeah, right?
Hmm.
It will check stats if check stats. And you know, by default, check stat is false.
It's false. Yeah.
So it will come to this else
One,
part.
yeah. Okay. Yes.
So it's not going to do
Oh.
anything.
Okay. Okay. I
But
get
good.
something. You
So
can complete it. You can complete it. Sorry, it's just I'm speaking to my mind.
okay.
Complete your explanation. Sorry.
So it's going to come to the else part and run the codes in the else part. But let's now assume that I filled only one of them. And I click on this check stats, but I only filled one of them. Then it will come to this start game function. This condition is not so because I only filled one. So meaning it's not going to do the if. It will only do the else. It will display the error message. And if I try to click on any of these 9 TD also, it will do the else because check start is still false. So the only reason or the only condition that will make check start to be true is if I filled the 2 inputs and I also click on that button check stats, then the value of check stats will be true. Then I can now click on any of the 9 TDs to do this. Do you understand?
Yes.
Sure you are.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's run it on the browser and see if it's working fine. Let's just try it and I click on start game. Please fill the 2 input. Also, if I try to play, it won't go. And I click on Kinde, type Kinde, and I can start. We need to quickly fix something now. Although it will allow me to play anyway. But normally, since I'm able to start, it ought to take this away. I hope you understand. It ought to
Yeah.
take this error message away. So let's fix that together. So we can come here and say error message dot inner text, set it to empty. So once I'm able to start, once these 2 conditions are met, then it will set this to empty string. So whatever might be there will be removed. So let's run it again and see if it's working fine. Try it. Good. We have an error message and of course we are unable to play. But as long as I have a value here now, good, it has removed the error message, so we can play our game. So we have it, and once you're able to start it, help us to set this to empty string. Any question?
No question.
That's it.
I have a question, sir.
Okay, man.
Yes, sir. Instead of putting empty string there, if you want to replace that error message with another statement, how should we go about that?
Let's put it here.
Okay.
Game started.
Mommy!
Game started, sir. Game started. So I can play now. So should we move on? Next is we want to check the winner. We want to check if we have a winner. So in order to check the winner, we are going to give each of the TD an ID. And so let's give each of them an ID. We can give this an ID of row 1, column 1. Then copy, paste, row 1, column 2, row 1, column 3. So we are doing this for all of them now. ID, row 2, column 1, ID, 2 column 2 id 2 column 3. Let's go to the third one. id 3 column 1 id 3 column 2, then id 3 column 3. So we will now start checking all of these things one after the other. So the first is this. Let's check if we have the same thing in all the three, in all of them. But I think something crossed my mind now, and let's look at it together. There's going to be a problem if you do something like this. You know I've played here, right? Are we together?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So
Yes.
imagine I
Yes, we
click
are
on
with you,
that
sir.
place. Imagine I play and I try to play here again. Then it has permitted me to play there, despite the fact that
To
I've already
change
played
it.
there. Hope you understand what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. So we want to stop this.
Yes.
Since we've already played somewhere, we don't want to be able to play at that same place again. I've already played there. I should not be able to play here again. So let's quickly fix that before we check for winner. So we'll come here and say if else. We may not even put else, depending on what we want to do. If you want to display maybe an error message for the user to know that you can't play there again or something, you can put else. But if not, you can just put our if. Then we copy all of this and place it here. So we're going to put the conditions. We're going to write the conditions together. Well, to make it easier for us to understand, let's do something. Let's discuss why we are putting it here and why we are writing all of this. Now, what we want to do is this. We want to check if there's something inside that place already. So we can say if event dot target dot inner text like this. Just look at it from this place. If it's not, sorry, if it's equal to empty. If it is empty, if there is nothing inside it, then you can run all of this. Hope you understand what you want to do. What is the right? We're going to say events. That particular one, event refers to that particular one that we clicked on. So if event dot target dot inner text, if it is empty, provided there is nothing inside this place, then you can run all of these codes. Hope you understand.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Provided there is nothing there, then you can do all of it. But if there's something there, then it won't be able to do all of this. So we just cut this and bring it here. Good. So what happens here is, if all of this is true, if this condition is true, it will run all of this. Well, again, we can shorten this a bit. Not. So why this? Why are we using not? If I just say if event.target.inner text, it's going to run this code provided there's something inside it already. Do we get it? Remember, empty string is 4C. Empty string is 4C. Look at what I mean. Initially, we do something like this. If it's empty like this, then do this. So if you just change it to this, it's going to check if it is tutti. It's going to be tutti if there's something inside it. So if there's something inside it, it will allow the user to play inside it again. But if there's nothing inside this line will be 4C. Hope you understand.
Yes.
So and with that, it's not going to allow the user to play, which is not what we want. This is the opposite of what we want. So we can negate it by using the not. So what it's going to do is now check if it is 4C, to be checking for the 4C. If it is 4C, not 2 is false. So if it is 4C, then it will run all of these codes. If you are fine with this, you can use this. If you understand this much better, I just want us to understand this 2T and 4C the more. You can use this if you are fine. Well, I think it's fine now. Let's go. So we have this now. So let's check again and see if our code is working fine. So starts. So I can play. If I try to play here again, it won't allow me. It won't. I need to play elsewhere. If I try to click, it doesn't allow me. So let's check for winner now. What we want to do is this. Immediately we play inside any of them, then we check if there is a winner. Until we play any of them, we check if there is a winner. So as we play inside any of them, we can create a function called CheckWinner. Check winner. So that function will help us. We can put everything there, but it's going to make our code look so off. It's going to make things look so off. So we're going to create a function called CheckWinner. All that function will do is it will help us to check if there is a winner. So we can create a new function called CheckWinner. So whatever we call on this function, it will help us to check if there is a winner. So what it's going to do is if, let's first say if TRC1, if R1 C1 dot inner text is the same as R1 C2 dot inner text, if it's the same as R1 C3 dot inner text, what you are doing here is this: if any of these three, if we have the same thing in these three, we are talking about these three now, the first three columns. I mean this first row. We want to check if this is the same as this and is the same as this. Hope you understand.
Yes, following.
Okay. So we're going to do the same thing for this also. If we have the same thing here, then if we have the same thing here. But before we do that, we can say if these three are the same, just help us to alert the is a winner. For now, we are not yet interested in who wins or not. We are not interested in who wins or not. We are only interested, or we only want to check for now if there is a winner or not. So next is immediately I play inside any of them. Let's say immediately I play inside this, then we can call on that function called CheckWinner. We can call on function CheckWinner. So immediately you play inside any of them, then it's going to call on function CheckWinner. Any question? Showing you all.
Yes, only ṣé ẹni fi check winner yẹn síbi else yẹn náà.
Okay, we can call on it again in else. They're going to tell us that there is a winner. Okay. We'll still make some adjustment to this code, but for now, let's just leave it like this. Now we have check winner here and we have it here. So if there's a winner, so just tell us there is a winner. Let's go and run it now. Peter. So, there's a little problem here. Let's look at the problem together. The problem is that what it's doing here is this. It's actually checking these three. At the beginning, there is. Let's look at something now. Mm-mm-mm. It's, it's calling on this function before displaying this x. That's what is happening. Before updating the this claim. When you click on that, it's normally uh, if it had put this x before calling on that function, what you have inside the two of them would have been different. Let's assume this is what I mean. Let's assume I click on this and it displays that x before calling on that function. Then this will be x, this will be empty, and this will be empty. They are no longer the same. So I want to check why it's behaving like that. Oh, this is it. If this is equals to this and R1 C2 is equal to R1 C3. So what's going on is this. With this statement, it will check if this is this and this is this. Hope you understand. Are we confused?
Not yet. We are still
Okay.
following.
What is happening initially is this. Oh, what's that gone? Give me a second, please. Okay, let's move on. So what is happening is this. It is actually checking. Well, it is calling on this check winner somehow. It's calling on this check winner before displaying this. And how do I know? If I click on this one, let's say I started the game and I click on this. If X is displayed in this first one, this is empty, right? I've been now.
Yes, yes.
If
Yes.
let's assume I click on this, X is inside. This is empty, this is empty. Are they the same?
No,
No.
not yet.
So because the two of them are not the same, normally you shouldn't call on check winner yet. So that's the reason we just have. I know the problem. Looking at it, it was obvious that the problem was from this if statement. This if statement is not working as expected, as we want it to work. So, in JavaScript, whenever you want to write if statement like this, you don't write. If you want to check if the two of them are the same, you don't just say if this is equal to this and equals to this. No, this can work in other programming languages like Python or so, but in JavaScript you don't write it like this. You don't write it in full. If this is this, and hope you understand.
Yes.
R1C2 dot inner text is this.
Alright.
If this, so this will work as we want it to work. So let's go and run it now and see if it's working fine. Let's start. And let's say done. Let's start again. Now, good. Let's play elsewhere. Good. Let's play elsewhere. Now, immediately we click on this. Now there is a winner because we have the same thing in the three of them. Any question? So
No.
Hello, sir. I
yes,
have a
sir.
question.
Yes, sir.
I used to think that when we are creating functions, that the functions rather should always be in our HTML. But I discovered
Okay.
that the last function you created, but before now, I always thought that when we how will I put it now function
Okay.
when we try to create any function, that the function should be in the HTML
Okay.
as well as in the JavaScript. I don't know if you are getting my question, sir.
Yes, I
But
understand.
now the last function you created was only used this check winner function. Can I
This
check
part.
winner function? Yeah, check winner function. I discovered that is not in any way linked to HTML and it's still working. So I don't know.
Please,
So I always
let's get
believe that
another
every
function.
function should be in the HTML as well as in the JavaScript. But now it's called that
Oh,
check winner function is only in the JavaScript
JavaScript.
and not in the HTML, and it's still working.
Okay, yes, sir. When we create functions like this, we can trigger it using an event, as we've been doing all this while, or
Okay,
we trigger it directly in our JavaScript.
okay,
Whenever we trigger it, all it looks for is this parenthesis.
okay,
Once it sees this bracket, it will look for that function and run the quotes within that function. So
okay,
that's why even if you are calling it in HTML, we still put that parenthesis at the front.
okay,
That parenthesis means call on that function immediately.
okay,
Yes, sir. That's the reason we have it like this. Whenever we just want to do anything inside the function, we may use events, we may not use events. When we use events, it's when we use events when we are calling on it from our HTML. But if you are calling on it
okay.
in JavaScript, since the function itself is within this JavaScript, then we can call on it
Yeah,
directly.
okay.
Yes, sir. I think
Is it right to think that this it is like, let me call it nested? The function is nested inside display something, and display something is already told to work on click here.
the way
Correct?
this thing is going to work is this. Whenever we call on display something, it will run all the codes to this point. When it gets to this one, it sees
Okay.
that, oh, we are calling on a function. It will quickly jump to that function and run the codes. Let's say, look at it this way. Let's say I have alert good here. When we call on this display something, it will do this, it will do this, it will do this, and another. When it gets here, it will go and do whatever you have inside check winner func. When it is now done, it will now run this one. Do you get it, sir?
Yes, yes.
So it will pause it at that point, quickly go and run all the codes here. Then when it's done, it will come and do this. There are some other situations where when we get there are some situations where it will first do this alert before completing this. There are some situations, but for now, what happens is when we call on functions, it's inside another function. It will do everything to that point, then quickly run to that nested one, this one, and go and run the codes there. When it's done, it will now continue with whatever you have inside that function. Can we move on?
Yes, we can move on.
Sister Mojo, I've not been hearing your voice. Are you still with us?
Yes, sir. I'm with you, sir.
Are you getting it, man?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move on now. So we now have a winner, or we can now know if there is a winner. But let's make more. Let's check the second row too and see if they are the same. I mean, these three columns in the second row. We want to check if if the three of them are also the same. So let's do that together. We can now see if all of this, or help us to check this also. Just copy, paste. So I'll change this to out to out to out to out to. So let's see what happens here. What? No, this is inside one parenthesis. Like these ones are grouped together. Then these ones are also grouped together. What we are doing here is this. We we first consider this. If this is true or this condition is true, if any of them is true, then do this. If we had changed this to and, there will be a problem. Meaning that if we change it to and, this must be true, all of these three must be true, and all of these ones must be true. So meaning for there to be a winner, these three must be the same, and these three must also be the same. But that's not what we want. We only want to check any of them. Either these three are the same or these three are the same. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So let's go to the third row and do that. We just copy this same thing and say or paste. We change this to out3 R3, R3, R3. So we are done with this one, but we are not. We still need to do some other things. We want to check if this first row one column one, this row two column two, this
Mm-hmm.
row three column three. We want to also check if the two of them are the same. So let's add that.
Same. Yeah.
So we're going to come here and
Hello,
say
sir.
uh,
Hello, sir.
or so we're going to put our if statement here. We're going to say if row one column one dot inner text, if it's the same as row two column two
Two.
dot inner text, and row two column two dot inner text is the same as row three column three dot inner text. Hope you understand that part.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So next is we also want to add this. If the row three column one, sorry, row one column three dot inner text is the same as this and is the same as this.
Yes.
So let's add
Yeah.
that. Or why is this having two brackets here? I want to really understand why. This starts here and ends here. This starts here and ends here. Oh, I don't want these two brackets. So this starts here and ends here. Good. So this starts here and ends here. Fine. Or row one column three dot inner text is the same as row two column two dot inner text.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sister Moji is calling your attention, I think.
Okay. Sister Moji, what's the
Can you hear me, sir?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the first algorithm,
Okay.
Algorithm. Okay.
like the code. Yeah.
Okay.
The first one, row one, column one. At the
Yes,
end of row one, column three, you wrote all the other time. So you later change it to and,
ma'am. Oh, so
but you put it back to all.
thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. So we have this. Okay. So we are doing this third part. Good. If row one column three dot inner text is the same as row two column two dot inner text, and row two column two dot inner text is the same as row three column one dot inner text. Oh, all of this should be inside the brackets. I think we are fine now. Any question?
No question.
Okay. So when we are done with this, let's look at the next problem we want to solve. We've been able to do these three. Okay. Next is let's first test everything and see if it's working fine. So now there's a problem. The problem we have at the moment is this. The condition is or, right? I've been now.
Yeah.
Yes.
The condition is or, meaning that when we click on this first input, these three are they are the same, right?
Yeah.
These three are the
Yeah.
same.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, we are even here to check for these three for the vertical one. We are here to check. Let's quickly add that one. But I hope you understand the problem at hand now. These three are the
Yes.
same. These three are the same. These three are the same.
Empty.
Okay, good. Good. Interesting. But let's quickly check add that of the vertical, this, and like this, before we fix that bug. So we'll come here and add more, or okay, I think that's easier. Row 1 column 1 dot inner text, if it's the same as row 2 column 1 dot inner text, and row 2 column 2 is the same as row 3, oh sorry, row 2 column 1. What you are doing here is you are doing these parts, this line, this 3, you know, both of them are column 1, all of them are column 1. This is row 1 column 1, this is row 2 column 1, this is row 3 column 1. So you can say row 1 column 1 doesn't have to be the same as this, okay, and the same as row 3 column 1 dot inner text. So we are done with that one. So let's go to the middle, this 3, this. You want to check if they are the same. So, or row 1 column 2, row 1 column 2 dot inner text, if it's the same as row 2 column 2 dot inner text, and is the same as row 3 column 2 dot inner text. Hope you're enjoying JavaScript.
Yes, it is engaging.
Okay, let's go to the last one, which is this 3, this. So we're going to say if row 3 column 1 dot inner text, if it's the same as row, oh sorry, row 1,
Hello.
yes ma'am,
The last one, and I'm thinking it should be row 2 column 2 dot inner equals to row 3 column 2 dot inner text.
okay, this one,
Yes, yes. After and.
with these parts.
Yes, that part.
No, what you're trying to do is you are trying to check this middle line.
It's correct.
So this is row 1 column 2, this is row 2 column 2, why this is row 3
Yes,
column 2.
yes,
Do you understand this one?
yes, yes, I understand.
So for the last part, we are here row 2 column 3 dot inner text, and row 2 column 3 dot inner text. Sorry, please let me put on the generator. It's affecting the speed at which I type. Since there's no light, please give me a second. Let me just mute the mic. Please, I will soon be back. Just give me some seconds. Hello, everybody. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Sorry,
hear you.
sorry. I have to just quickly put on the I'm sorry. Let's continue with the next part. Okay. One column, three, yeah. So this will help us to check if there is a winner in all. I think we've considered all cases. But there is a little issue that we identified the other time. We realized that whenever they whenever we click on any of them, since these three are the same, these three are the same, they're going to tell us that there is a winner. So what you're going to do is this. We need to check. Let's first start with this. The three of them should be the same, but then none of them should be empty. I come again. The three of them should be the same for this first one. Let's first start with this. Check if the three of them are the same, but at the same time, none of them should be empty. So let's go to the first one. We can pick any of them and one column one dot inner text like this. So what does that mean? Remember the 2t and the 4c. The condition says this must be equal to this, and this must be equal to this, and this. Meaning, and something must be inside this. Meaning, if something is inside this, then it means something must also be inside this and this one for the condition to be so. I hope you understand. I come again.
Yes.
This must be equal to this. This must be equal to this, and something must be inside this. So since something must be inside it, then by default, for this part to be true, something must also be inside it. Since we are saying that it must be equal to this, and at the same time, something must be inside this one. So we can pick this also and say to column one dots inner text. We can pick this to column one. Then and so finally, so we can now test it and see if everything is working fine. So start game. So good. Now, okay. Good. Now there's a winner. Oh, it's fine. There's a winner. It's fine. What else? Oh, now there's a little problem. If I try to play on any other place, at any other place, it's still playing. We don't want that to happen. Since there's a winner already, since there's a winner, then we don't want it to continue playing.
Yeah.
We don't want it to continue playing. So let's fix that part. Coming. Okay, so let's get a variable called winner. The winner. At the beginning is false. Once there is a winner, change it to true. So we need to check if winner is true, then don't allow us to play. But if winner is false, then allow us to play. Hope you understand. Do we get
Yes.
this? Okay, good. Winner is false. Let's say there is a winner, change it to true. So we're going to keep checking. If this is false, if the winner is still false, then allow us to play. But if the winner is 2, don't allow us to play. So let's do that
Mhm.
together. We can put it here. I'm coming. Okay. Now we want it to affect both the if and the else. See what we want to do. We want it to affect both the if and the else. So we are going to wrap these parts. You know, we want it to affect both the x and the o. So we're going to wrap all of this in that if statement again. If not winner, that is, if winner is false, if there is no winner yet, then do all of this. Do all of this. If there is no winner yet, do all of this. So if there is no winner yet, do all of this. Else, if there is a winner, alert, there is a winner already. Do we get it?
Yeah. Yes.
If there is no winner, do all of this. But if there is a winner, then alert there is a winner already. Let's see if it's running as expected. So say start game x o x o x. Oh, there's a winner. Now if I try to play at any other place, it's going to tell me there's a winner already. So it's not going, it's not allowing me to do that. Next, we want to know the winner. That's the next time. We are not just interested in the winner, in if there's a winner or not. We are now interested in the winner. So let's do that together.
I want to refresh it too.
Okay, yes, we are going to fix that too. We know once we refresh, of course, it's going to clear everything, but we are going to add a button as time goes on, and that button will help us to clear the whole page, or maybe to restart or something like that, so that we won't have to keep refreshing every time.
Okay.
We're going to do that. And then we also can't score 1 0 1 1 2 this, and we're going to do all of that. But let's just take it step by step. Hope you are still following me.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sister Moji,
Yes, sir.
ṣé kò tí ì rẹ̀ wá?
No, sir.
Okay. Next
Kò tí ì
is
rẹ̀ wá, a kàn mọ̀ pé a máa lọ tún wò
kí lẹ sọ?
ká lè. Mo sọ pé a kàn mọ̀ pé a máa lọ tún wò ká fi lè so
Okay.
gbogbo ẹ̀ papọ̀.
Alright.
Ó ń yé wa step by step, but
Okay.
ó ti àwọn nǹkan tá a ti get tẹ́lẹ̀. A ní láti so pọ̀.
Okay.
So, but once we
Next.
check again.
The next thing is this. We want to check the actual winner. So let's think about how that one will go. Okay. If this. Okay. Okay, give me a second. I'm just trying to think around it. I'm looking at the best way to put it.
What are we trying to do now
We
again?
want to know the real winner, whether it is X or it is O.
Okay.
So that's the next thing we want to check. Okay. We can do something here. We are going to use our if and else if. If else if to handle that part. So let's see how we are going to go about it. And any of them. Okay, we can even, okay, let's first hide this info. We still remove some of the quotes. C1 dot inner text if is equal. Now for a start, we want to check if x is the winner. For a start, we want to check if x is the winner. If it is x, so let's copy this. We are not interested in O being the winner now. Let's first look at x alone. Then for the next one, okay. Okay, and to C1 that inner text is equal to x. Then L3 C1 that inner text is equal to x, and R1 C1 dot inner text is equal to x. Right. And R1 C3 dot inner text is equal to x. Like I said, we are only considering x as the winner for now. We are that of OC. And sorry, give me a second. Okay, so where did I stop? R1 C1 dot inner text is equal to x, and R1 C2 is equal to x. And R1 C3 is equal to x. So let me quickly explain what we are trying to do. So, you know, this part ensures that all of them are the same, Abby.
Yes.
Now, this part ensures that there's something inside it. This part checks that at least one of them is x. Of course, if one of them is x, then the two of them, they are definitely x.
That's true.
So, if this is 2, or this is 2, or any of them is 2 like this, then tell us that x is the winner, or the first player is the winner. Hope you understand it now.
Yes.
So x is the winner. We just copy all of these codes, all of this. Since that of O is almost the same, except that this x is O. I come again. O is almost the same thing, except that all of this x will be O instead. So we can say else if, just put the net line, else if, can you remember the else if?
Yes.
Okay. So f as if all of this is this. Good. Then now change all of this x to O.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wanted to confirm that.
Okay. So this is going to tell us that O is the winner. It's doing the same thing as that of the X is the winner, just that in this case it is O. So we will now come up here and do something. Well, since this is already ascertaining that we have X inside it, then maybe I just feel that there will be no need for this again. This R1C1.inactive. You know, this is to ascertain that there is something inside it.
Yes.
But this
Yes.
also telling
Most
that we have
definitely.
X inside it. So we can easily remove this now. It's just going to be like repetition. Where's the next one? Okay, we can do the same thing for the code too. Like the thing is, when coding or when program, you need to keep your code as short as possible. The more the codes, the slower the application. So we don't want to, as much as possible. Although maybe at this stage, the most important thing is not the length anyway. The most important thing for now is just for you to make it work. As long as it works, is fine. Good. So let's test it and see if everything is working fine. Okay, let's say first, record is second. So we start game. X is the winner. Then if you try to play as well, okay, there's a winner already. Good. So let's refresh and call this try game. Start. Let's make sure all wins now.
Ìwọ ló ti rí yẹn o.
But let's really,
Let's take that again.
we're going to check when the winner.
Chat
She X look when the winner be also that
X ló sọ pé win.
X looks up win.
X ló pè winner.
Let's look at that part. This should be R3C1. What is in running R3C1? Let's quickly check it out. Okay, we start from R1C3. Let's go.
R3C1 òun nìyẹn sàlẹ̀ no
In fact, I'll
lọ sísàlẹ̀.
R3. Okay. Okay.
Òkè ń bí wà ló wà.
R3.
R3C1 ó wà lókè ẹ sún sókè.
This is where the A vector. Well, we wrote this twice. This should be R3C1. Hope you understand. Instead of R1C3, instead of R2C1, we wrote R1C3 again. Abi, wait.
Ah,
If this is
do
this,
you mean
oh no,
R1C3?
R1C3
No.
is the same as R2C3.
Mhm.
R2C3 is the same as is the same as R3C1. Hope you understand what is going on. The issue here is that it is seeing only these two and it's marking it as go. Meanwhile, it ought to consider this last part. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, what we are now checking is we are checking this R1C3, R2C2, and R3C1. So initially, this was not part of it. So by including it now, it's obviously should work fine. Let's do the same for the O.
You could not affect only.
Yeah, it's over affected. Let's do the same thing there.
R3C1.
Okay, so let's start again. Peter and James. Start game. Okay, let's say oh oh good. It's fine now. Oh is the winner. Next is well, maybe you don't want it to be who is the winner. You may want to mention the name of the player. So you can just say the name of the player dot inner like the inner the value of the inputs that equals to the winner, something like this. Instead of saying x is the winner and o is the winner, you can say we've done concatenation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so close this and say first player the value is the winner. Okay, what's this? Good. What am I doing? Yeah. First player dot value is the winner. Then we do the second one. So second player dot value is the winner. So let's quickly test it out and see if it's working. Start game.
Hmm?
It's not saying this one too. So let's quickly fix this. C2 as this is R1 C2, R2 C2. We didn't add R3 C2. Let's look at that. We didn't add R3 C2. R1 C1. Sorry, R1 C2, R2 C2, R1 C2. I'm looking at the one that start with R1 C2, R1 C2.
The first one, the very no, no, no. Thank you.
Okay, this is it. We didn't add it here. R1
Yeah.
C2, R2 C2. We didn't add R3 C2 equals to R3 C2. Got in our text. So let's fix that in the O part. So R1 C2. That's a content last. Is this R1 C2 also here? Okay, we fixed that part now. So now we should be able to do that one again. So let's ensure that there is a winner in the middle. Good. That is the winner. It's fine now. What else should we fix? Okay, we want to be
We want
counting.
to
Is that
we want to we want to add the refresh button or something.
okay? Yes, refresh button. So let's add a refresh button so that whenever I click on that button, it's going to refresh the whole stuff. Button refresh. Now,
Or we should attach the refresh to when it counts.
when
Abi? When it counts. Abi?
no,
I'm just thinking,
there are two things we want to do here. One would be to empty all of this, but the score will still remain intact, like 1-0, so that in case the two players want to start again, like
mm-hmm,
we are not changing players, it's still the same player. We just want to start a new game. Do you understand it, sir?
yes,
So that would one. The another one will now be to also do all of this, but this time around to also clear these two inputs so that new or fresh players can start again.
okay,
Like new
that's
set of
right.
player that will clear the score and everything. Then uh, what's it called? We new set of players can play the game again. Any question?
No question, that's good thing.
Pastor Weyer, please, are you still with us, sir?
Yes, sir, I'm with you, sir.
Okay. Are you
I'm with
enjoying
you.
this, sir?
Definitely. But like what Mr. Jacob said, we still have to. I still have to listen to the video. I mean, watch the video again to properly get the stuff very well. But at least I'm not lost anyway. I'm with
Okay,
you.
sir. Sister Moji, are you still with
Yes, sir.
us, man? Oh, I doubt she's still with us. Okay, I think she's her hand. Oh, okay, maybe that was the other time. Okay, let's move on. She watched the video. So we want to say maybe the stats. This is stat is like still the same set of players, but this time around they are starting we just clear the whole page for them and they can start new game entirely. So let's add a button, an event called on click. Then we can say restart game. So let's create a function called restart game together. What it's going to do is to just set all of them to empty string. All of them. So we're going to say R1 C1 dot inner text should be empty. Just copy R2 R1 C2 dot inner text should be empty. Then R1 C3 dot inner text should be empty.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir. I have a question,
Yes, sir.
sir. Instead of it's a question anyway. You know, we from when we were creating the table, we started with the row, which is the T. Was it TD or what? The row.
Okay.
That's TR.
Yes, sir.
So TR. Now, instead of saying TD, is it not possible for us to just focus on TR? The first TR takes care of the three TDs inside it. The second TR takes care of the three TD inside it, and just like the same thing with the third TR. Is it not possible?
Yes, sir, it's possible. It is very possible. But to do that, we've not learned some of those things we will need to make that happen.
Okay, okay,
This
okay,
we, if we are going to do that, we are going to have to go deeper into DOM, DOM one,
okay.
and also we also have to look at loop. So we're going to say, okay, pick this, and in fact, just few lines of code we get all of those things done. Well, some of those things we are still doing here. As time goes on, you will see that we can do this thing much shorter. Like we can write even more shorter codes. But
Okay.
if we are to introduce that, it's going to make things look complex. You know, in
Yeah, yeah,
reality,
yeah,
the more simple
yeah,
or the more simple something looks, in the real sense, the more complex it is.
yeah,
This
yeah.
looks long, but it is easier to understand.
Understand? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, how to see one dot inner text is this. How to see two dots inner text is this. Then out to see three dots inner text is this. Then alt 3 C1. I will soon stop for us to complete it ourselves. So I think with this now, whenever we click on it, it's going to refresh. It's going to clear all of them. But not just that alone. Now we want winner to be back to false. Do we get it? Because if winner
Yes.
is not back to false, we will not be able to play. It will be telling you that there is a winner already. So let's set winner to false. Now we can refresh the page. Let's go. So let's see. It's not bringing up there's a winner for this last part, despite the fact that they are the same. Let's see what's going on. That should be R1 C3, R2 C3, R3 C3. Let's go. That should be the last part. R1 C3, R2 C3, R3 C3. Then this should be R3 C3. No, that should be R3 C3. Yeah. Correct. So let's go and run it and see if it's fine now. So X O X O X O good. Kenny is the winner. O is the winner now. So let's just start. Good. We've cleared everything. Then we can now play again. I have new winners. Let's ensure that there's a winner down so that we're going to see if we still are also working fine as they should. Good. Kenny is the winner. Any question? So we're going to stop here tonight. Please, what you're going to do for me is this. You will help me to add score so that we can have the two players 1-0, 1-1. No. Then there'll be another button. That button is going to work like this to start, just that it will now clear this two input so that new players can start a fresh one. Then that button also, when you click on it, it will clear the scores. All scores will be back to 0-0. Do we get it?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Mm.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a very long, 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 long.